Earthquake. I feel it. Oh my God.
Residents in Northern California were rattled by an earthquake this morning with a preliminary magnitude of 7.0. That's according to the U.S. Geological Survey. The epicenter of that earthquake was about 50 miles southwest of Eureka over the Pacific Ocean. The city is located between San Francisco and Portland. But after the earthquake, a tsunami warning was issued for parts of California and the Oregon coast, and officials urged residents to head inland. Experts say this area is no stranger to shaking.
This is one of the most active earthquake zones in California. The offshore of Cape Mendocino is where the San Andreas Fault ends, and it transitions to what we call a triple junction, where three tectonic plates come together. It's complicated. It produces a lot of moderately large earthquakes.
The governor of California did issue a state of emergency and are continuing to assess the damages tonight. Officials with the U.S. Geological Survey say a quake this strong is relatively rare, reporting only about 15 around the world each year. The Oregon Department of Emergency Management is sharing advice on how you can stay prepared the next time an earthquake or tsunami hits. They recommend that you know your evacuation routes. Maps are often posted in coastal areas or online. You should also stay informed by signing up for alerts at oralert.gov. Next, create a go kit with essentials like food, water, medications, and personal documents. Finally, review your emergency safety plan, making sure everyone in your household knows what to do during a tsunami, including where to meet and how to communicate if separated. Speaking of the ocean, here is a live look at Seaside. Well, we were hoping to have a live look from Seaside, from our Seaside and Historic Promenade camera. Looks like we don't have it, but that's okay. Well, speaking of this tsunami warning that we had, I mean, for a lot of folks, that's even just hard to wrap your head around, really understand it.
Yes, and we had a couple smaller quakes a little closer to us not too long ago. And so I wanted to walk you through some of that information just to give you a little better understanding. This is that triple point that she was talking about. If you see, we have the Cascadia subduction zone. She talked about, those three coming together. Well, what I want you to see is this particular fault where this earthquake happened is right here. This is the fault line. And you notice how there's arrows going this way, and then you have arrows going this way. That's because it's a strike slip zone, meaning instead of one thing popping up or the other, subducting under, they kind of right next to each other. Those ones are harder, if not very rare, to get a tsunami because you don't have the up and down motion. However, if this is on any form of an incline toward the land, then you will have the ability, when it does do that strike slip, to produce maybe landslides that then can produce a tsunami. So that's part of the thinking behind why you would put the, the tsunami warning in place. These are all of the aftershocks that you can see that happened. Most of them are offshore. The strongest there was 7. Most were between 3 and 5. Then you can see a couple here, but there's tons of activity right in this area all the time. It's just the fact that it was a 7. That's a bit of the anomaly that's there for you. Here's a live